really love that intro.
I do too. It's fun.
It's beautiful. I don't know if we're going to make it today. We're going to try, Josh.
Okay. We'll make it.
Okay, we'll make it. We got this. I'm nervous. I'm very nervous about what we're doing today, but okay, we got to do it.
Okay. So starting off, today we're going to talk about what? We're going to do a little behind the scenes tour of IT.
How the sausage is made at PDQ.
We're going to have Andrew teach us something cool in PowerShell.
And we're not going to make fun of him at all.
No.
Because we don't do that here.
No.
Ever.
We're going to then show some hot tips.
Yes.
And speaking of hot things, we're going to torture ourselves.
Yes, that's the part I'm not really looking for.
Yeah, last week when I agreed to this, this week came faster than I thought it was going to. But here's how this is going to work. And we're going to need help in the beginning of the show, right?
Yes.
So the poll that's going on right now is who gets to go first, Tara or I. And then what's going to happen is we're going to, I can't believe I'm saying this, we're going to eat hot sauce off of spoons.
I know. Why can't we even have food to put on
and explain a topic that the audience suggests?
Yes.
So as we're going through the rest of the show, pop your topics into chat on what we're going to explain as we're in physical pain.
Yes. And we're competing with one another. I think I'm going to do really well. That's what I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm totally going to do really well.
So come along with us on this magical journey.
The magical mystery tour.
Yeah.
But before that, I want to see your closets.
That brand new sentence. Okay, that's a brand new sentence for this show.
Yeah.
Show me your closet.
Show me a closet. All right, let's do it, and we can listen to me talk. I'm sorry.
Welcome to PDQ. Let's go on a tour behind the scenes. First up, let's stop here in the studio, and here's where all the actual magic happens out on set. Ton of Cat 6A, so we run 10 gig copper, which has its own port. Regular desktop machines that are rack mounted. And back here is my absolute least favorite piece of tech in the entire building. HDMI over Ethernet because the runs are too long. Absolutely awful. Don't recommend. The switching is Cisco Nexus instead of Catalyst. It's a 10 gig cut through switch, RJ45 copper. Kind of weird, right? But it also means we have PoE injectors on the top. Also, don't recommend. All right, continuing on our tour, we have the first floor IEF. This is a shared space. You can see the lovely ISP wall. You can see how much love and care that they took when they mounted all of their garbage here. But really for us, it's just switches and access points down here. Everything else happens on floor 2 where we're headed next. Hey, let's go to where the magic happens. We're at HP shop at PDQ, so we run HP DL360s. Each host has about 1 terabyte of RAM. Those are connected to Electra, which was Nimble storage back in the day. It's all flash NVMe at 100 gig. Other than that, we're Cisco shop, so Nexus switches at the core, 10 gig redundant for networking, and Palo Alto gear. So Palo Alto's at the edge. Other than that, you might see a spare 2960 or so floating around where we needed just 1 gig copper for ILO or something like that. We run about, 1,500, 1,600 VMs with headroom for another maybe 1,000 if we really push it and tell people to know they don't need 8 gigs of RAM. 4 will be enough for your VM. Patch panel on the side, this is the access layer. You can tell in the early days we were really trying to be good, but entropy, I'm gonna call it entropy. At the end of the day, it's just, you see what it is. We tried. Most important of all, welcome to the PDQ pickleball courts. The 3rd floor IT room, the only people up here is IT. It's kind of a mess. Cut us some slack. At least the cameras and the access points up there in the orange and green, those we tried. The rest of this stuff, The 3rd floor IT room is also where the random labs get thrown. Here is a dedicated rack just for Apple gear, since virtualizing Apple anything is near impossible. Bunch of Mac Minis. And then for our smart deploy friends, there's all kinds of laptops in here so they can test driver packs, actual imaging raw machines, and it turns into just the power spaghetti mess that is the 3rd floor IT room. The structured cabling guys, they care, and they did good. The guys at R&L Networks are fantastic. Like, there's individual wraps on all the bundles, and then we get involved, and it looks like that, and they're never allowed to see it. Let's show you power for the 2nd floor IT room. Since it was so much, we couldn't put it on the same floor. It's actually right next door. Right over here is the UPS for floor 2. Mark and I, when we were having this brought in, we actually cracked the concrete because it's so heavy. This is the UPS that feeds into sub-panels that go down 1 floor below us for all of the servers because there wasn't enough power in that one room. We had to pull from more utility power up to here. Ooh, look for that screwdriver. Last up on our tour is called Campfire. This is where the VR box that's currently down in the studio usually lives. We can all kind of sit around here. You got the pylons up there for the valve index. The box usually goes here. We've got some tiled screens. One of my favorite games to watch people do is a drunken bar fight in the middle of this room. It's hilarious. Thanks for joining us on the behind the scenes IT tour. Looking forward to the AV tour that's coming next. Really excited about that.
You know what I'm
There it
going to
is.
say, right?
What are you gonna say?
Cables, man. You're killing me.
I want to point out that first IDF we showed,
yeah.
the one right here in the studio.
Yeah.
That's your cable management.
Yeah, that was the best one. The yellow cable I haven't fixed, though, because you gave me so much crap because one camera broke.
Yeah,
One
Tara
camera.
says, "Hey, I want to rewire this. It'll be pretty."
It is pretty.
No, it's not. Let's
Except
just
for
look
the
at the
yellow.
rest.
Oh
Let's
my
look at the
gosh,
rest.
no.
And
Remember
like
where it started?
there's the fingers that are like twisted in and out, in and out, in and out, and then you broke cameras.
One. And
For now.
can you tell the audience why it was broken? Why?
I don't know.
We missed it by a port. We just
Every
missed one
port is assigned accordingly. So of all those cables, I did one wrong. One.
She's got a point.
Oh well.
One.
Hey, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Okay, I have a question though. Why the different color fiber?
What do you mean?
One of your closets had a purple fiber and a. why are they
Oh, the
different colors?
cyan is 10 gig multi-mode fiber.
Yeah.
I think it's what OM3. I don't remember all my fiber specs, but the pink stuff is SR4. I think that's OM4 or OM5, but that's the 100 gig stuff.
100 gig
Yeah.
for what?
When you've got 1,500 VMs hitting storage, you need some bandwidth there.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think there was a question in the chat, like, why so many VMs?
Yep.
Yeah, we're not a huge company, but when you get a bunch of engineers and sysadmins that are like, hey, I want my own lab, and that own lab is like 15 or 20 VMs, it adds up very quickly.
Yeah. I like how you said 4 gigs is enough.
It's plenty. And then the other thing is like, we want to test stuff at scale, right?
Yeah.
So the Connect devs are like, what happens if? And then they slam 700 VMs at the same time.
Yeah.
Right. For licensing, right? Licensing isn't terrible for this, right? Because a lot of this stuff is not production, so it's technically covered under like MSDN subscriptions. So licensing isn't terrible there.
Well,
right?
I think
like if they were production, right, and not used for software development, it'd be wildly expensive.
I remember when I first started and I was cleaning up the web and everyone was really surprised. Like, what are you doing? Why are you cleaning this up? Because it made me crazy. I'm like, I don't need all these VMs. So I gather most people don't clean up their VMs.
There's a purge that happens occasionally.
But you guys do it, right?
Yeah, we do the purge.
Yeah.
And the purge usually involves a scream test. We're like, I'm going to turn it off.
Okay, hold on a second. We have a new kitten. Names, please, and pictures in Discord later. Okay. Should we do-
Why in-house instead of Azure?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to bankrupt the company by forgetting to turn off the VMs. That's why.
You're so nice. Thank you for the tour, Josh.
I was happy to.
All right. Are we ready to hear from Andrew with some PowerShell stuff? I am.
PowerShell Pro Tips. Yeah.
I love that stinger. That's the best one.
Hi, Andrew.
Tara, I'm very glad that you're ready.
I am.
Yes, welcome. Today we're going to be covering some very cool stuff, and particularly some very cool PDQ stuff. So a lot of stuff to show today. And shout out to Colby Boma. I'm going to share my screen and show you some cool things that you can do in DNI using PowerShell. So let's check this out. So yeah, shout out to Colby Boma. If you've been watching the webcast for a super long time, you may have seen him before. He knows a ton about PowerShell, real cool guy, and a big time mechanical keyboard collector. I think he has more than anybody else that I know. I've gone to him for recommendations in the past. So shout out Colby. And if you're watching right now, double shout out. So first thing you're going to want to do, a lot of this stuff interacts with the databases. So we will quickly go ahead and back up your database. You should be automatically doing this, but before you make changes, you're going to want to do that right beforehand. So we'll go options, preferences, database, and we'll hit backup now. Backup successful. All right, I feel good there. We'll hit up deploy as well. I want to be super safe, and I encourage you to be safe as well, because I don't want to get any messages on Discord about how I led you astray. All right, backup successful. Fantastic, boombastic. I have a pretty small environment, so the backup does not take too terribly long. Let's look at some code, though. First of all, you can check out the docs if you ever have any questions about anything or want to see a longer description than what I'm going to be able to cover. There are quite a few commands. You hit that button right there, and you can see the repository and a bunch of descriptions of all the different commands. As you can see, there are quite a few. There's helper commands that allow you to help with your scripting, and then there's more polished functions up here that do the bulk of what you're going to want to do. That being said, let's get this installed. And there's a dependency on this module called Simply SQL that makes a lot of the SQL queries easier to write. But you just run it, it'll get it all for you. First thing I want to share, really cool function here, compare PDQ inventory computers. I worked in solutions at PDQ for a while, and I would commonly see a request for wanting to compare computers and applications on the computers, which can be challenging. You don't want side by side. You don't have to write your own SQL queries. So you can just take advantage of compare PDQ inventory computers. So let's say you have a reference computer that is set up, it's working well, things are going good, and you have a difference computer. It's some new machine that was set up that you want to just see what's there that isn't on your kind of reference machine that should have all the software that you need in your organization. So if we run that, it'll run the comparison, and you can see down here the arrows. So if it's pointing to the left, it's on the reference machine. If it's pointing to the right, it is on the difference machine. And there's a whole bunch of stuff here, which is great. Oftentimes, whenever I'm visualizing a bunch of data in PowerShell, I like to do it outside of the console because the whole scrolling thing kind of gets to me. So let's see this. We'll hit up this command called out grid view. And it pops out over here. Would you look at that? You can see all the stuff that we have. Difference in versions on 7-zip. Looks like, the difference machine is a little out of date with 7-zip, which makes sense. I don't think I use that machine too often. You can see a whole bunch of stuff here. It is worth noting that you can also check out the include equal and exclude different parameters. Include equal will show the software that they have in common, and exclude different will get rid of the different software. But if you use exclude different, you're going to need to include equal, or else nothing will be returned. And you can do that for software, which is what it does by default, but you can also specify what you want to query, the table and the column name that you'd like to compare. So again, this is a lab, so I don't have a ton of printers, but I'm going to do a similar comparison, only this time I'm going to look at the printers table and see the name of the different printers that we have available here. We run, looks like my reference machine, D22A Pla Lab, has a fax printer, and our server doesn't have that. Kind of makes sense. But if you had a bunch of printers in your environment, wanted to compare things quickly, you can do this. There's a whole bunch of tables in PDQ inventory that you can explore to your heart's content. Another thing people often do with the pdq deploy.exe command line is pdq deploy space deploy, and you can use that to deploy packages, which works well. You can give it a variety of targets. One cool thing that this adds is the wait parameter. So what it will do is it'll actually wait for the deployment to finish before it moves to the next command. So if you've done any scripting where you are deploying packages, maybe as part of some more fancy automation you have going on in your environment where you need a particular thing and then you run some PowerShell afterwards, well, this will accommodate you there and you don't have to do a do while loop checking for things. Super helpful. If you need deployment package, you can give it a bunch of targets. There's a lot of stuff here. As with all things PowerShell, I recommend running help and then the command name to get some more information. Always check out any kind of good function will ideally have some good help, and it can get you started. Particularly the examples section of things can show you some cool examples. I'll highlight that because it is just always good to show. All right, help, name of the command, and then dash examples to just give the examples. Example 1, start a package, and then you can deploy to a folder, deploy a folder of packages to a collection. Bunch of cool stuff you can do there. But yeah, definitely check out the help dash examples. You can also get information about your deployments that you may have ran earlier. I have a bunch here. It looks like I finished some recently. Yeah, I was testing out the Discord per user, which is kind of a fun little software. But let's actually deploy it here. I'm going to deploy it to the current machine I'm on, and I'm going to wait till it's completed. So we'll run that. You'll see it's not returning the cursor to the next prompt because it's waiting. It's doing what we say. Oh, whoops. I named it Discord per user. That would explain why I didn't find it. Let's check that out and rerun that. And this is going to be helpful for an example I'll show in the future. Now, Discord is not in the package library because it is only installable per user, which is kind of annoying. You have to deploy the package as the logged on user. It can cause all kinds of headaches, but I know some of you have it and you want to keep track of it in your environment. So I will show you some cool automations you can do to keep track of the Discord installs that people may have and see what's out of date and what's not. And oh, look at that. That's a positive result right there. Amazing. And yeah, Get PDQ deployment can return information about it. Here's where it gets really cool for me and where I think a ton of value is added. And that is in the custom variables area. So let's say you have some kind of custom package that maybe it's a software your company makes internally and you need to deploy it and you want to keep track of what's up to date and what's out of date. Well, let's see if I've created, it looks like I've created a Get PDQ variable called my package version. And that's an inventory, and it returns the current version, which is 4.2.0. Now, you can do that for this variable. You can do it for other variables, and you can also set it, which we'll cover in just a second here. Now, if you wanted to create this query yourself, it would be a little bit more confusing and a little bit less PowerShell-y, which can be intimidating, especially if you're newer to PowerShell. You could do something like this, right? You have the path to your database, and then you call SQLite 3, you give it the database path, and then the SQL query that you'd like to run, which is just select value from custom variables where name equals my package version, and that will output the current version. Worth noting that when you're dealing with the PDQ Stuff module, you're working with rich objects. When you're dealing with this, that 4.2.0 is actually a string, which is less helpful in a lot of situations. So we'll make this 4.3.0, and I'll show you how to set it real quick. All right, 4.3.0. And when it's done, it'll output an object, which is what we love to see in any kind of PowerShell module. But I'll go into a deeper use case of maybe how you could use this for something like Discord. So I'll start off by setting the app ver custom Discord to 0.0.1, which is obviously not where it currently is. It's going to certainly be old. Let's run that real quick. And then once that runs, I want to show you PDQ inventory real quick because I've created some collections. Now, like I mentioned earlier, Discord's per user, so you probably don't want to blast this out to all your machines, but you can keep track of where things are. So we have Discord not installed, and what is that created based on? All right, not any application name contains Discord, but the latest and old are going to be the ones where the real value is because we're able to create these in the same way that collection library collections are created, which is by using variables. Because if you update this variable, app ver custom Discord, it will update all your collections for you. So if you have some automations that are checking for new versions or you just manually update it, it will go ahead and update all your collections. And if you have schedules where your deployments go to those collections, those will fire off and things will be a lot simpler in your world. So yeah, if you're on the latest version, it'll be here, which I believe our latest version is set incorrectly. It's 0.0.1. That's why you're not seeing anything in the latest, but we can go ahead and update that using the script right here. All right. So we're going to grab the old version of app ver custom Discord, which is going to be 0.0.1 like we saw earlier. And because this is a object that's being returned, we need to just grab the value property. That's why we have the little select object thingamadoo right there. We'll hit that up. Then comes the fun part. So we'll set the repository because we're going to need that to know where to copy the latest version of Discord. And I'm going to scroll this down so we can see this just a winky bit better. And we're going to check out the latest installer for discard install.exe. And in particular, we're going to check out the version on it using this code right here. So let's run this and see what happens. All right, Discord version is 1.0.9059, and the old version is 0.0.1. All right, and then if the new version is newer or equal to the old version, you create a new folder. And at the end, the important part right here is set PDQ custom variable, app ver custom Discord, value new version. We'll run that real quick. I'll show you PDQ inventory. Created the folder file here in a second when it's done downloading it. PDQ inventory. latest. You can see it's done right there using the variable like we showed earlier. There's some other cool like air gap network. You can use invoke PDQ package download, and obviously invoke PDQ SQL query, a nice helpful wrapper. Boom. There you go, PDQ stuff. Check it out. Install module, PDQ stuff.
Boom.
Bada boom. Thank you, Andrew.
You know, I'm still hung up on the Shaggy reference with bombastic and winky bit.
I mean, those words.
They were great.
They were
Thank
great.
you, Andrew.
Andrew,
I loved it.
I have
You are
been
the
listening to
best.
Shaggy. It was not on purpose, though.
You are the best.
You should just own it,
Andrew.
'cause it was
You
good.
You should. Okay, you know what? We're kind of running out of time, so we're gonna skip the quick bits.
Are we going to squeeze the tick back?
We don't have time, man. We
You're
have
right.
torture
You're
to
right.
get
You
to.
know what? They're keyboard shortcuts.
Yeah. Nah.
We'll post it back to Discord.
Yeah, we'll put.
We put it in an Excel document. We can just shove it in there.
Yeah, it's okay.
Here's a cheat sheet.
We've got to get to the torture. Are you ready? I'm
Yeah.
scared.
Oh, Lord. Here we go.
Here we go.
All right. So as a recap, if anybody's joined since we kicked this off, here's what's going to happen. The poll at the top says Tara's going first, which I am so happy about.
Me too.
But just barely, right? Like by 60%. That's
Hey, a win's a win. So Tara's gonna eat some hot sauce, and then our friends in the booth are gonna ask us, or what is that?
That's to help put out the fire.
Thank you. I like that. So Tara's gonna eat some of this hot sauce, and then she's gonna explain a tech topic that y'all have suggested, and then we're gonna give it a score. Right? So we got to be quick in the chat. She's going to have 30, 45 seconds, something like that.
45 seconds.
45 seconds. You're going to give her a score, 1 to 5. 5 meaning that you understood the topic and you could explain it back. 1 being what did I just watch?
Yeah.
And whoever has the higher score at the end of this, these look bad. At the end of this sauce wins. And then the thing that we get is we get to give one of you a keyboard. Mm-hmm. The longer I explain this, the more I'm realizing we're really getting the short end of the stick.
Yeah. You kind of are.
Okay.
Just so you two are aware, the bigger the bottle, the less spicy. So the biggest bottle is, what did we say, 8,000-ish Scoville
Yeah, first one's
units?
going to be about 8,000.
So we're starting with the habanero one?
Yes, and then on the other side, that one is about 11,000-ish Scoville units, and then the 2 tiny ones in the middle are each 25,000. There is a peach and kind of a smoky ghost pepper.
Oh,
And I
my
see
God.
3 sets of spoons, so we're going to do 3 rounds.
Yes.
And so obviously we're both going to do the big ones.
I'm using this spoon.
And
Are
then
you
we're
kidding?
And then we're choosing the pane in the middle.
Yeah, and when you choose your first sauce, just let us know what the sauce is called and how many Scovilles.
Well, Tara, you're winning. So
I'm winning.
oh yeah, you go first.
Yeah, you go
62%.
first.
Okay.
You win.
Okay.
Do you want me to... let me know when you want me to throw the...
Oh, I've got him.
Oh, you've
Yeah,
got it.
let's start with the
Never mind.
habanero.
All right,
Okay,
good.
so what is that sauce? I'll just follow you. I'll follow you. Extreme habanero. 6,000, 8,000.
8,000.
8,000 Scoville. All right.
All right.
All right. So Tara, after you take that, I'll read it to you so that you can process for a second. So let me know. All right, Tara. You have 45 seconds to explain to the audience what is public key infrastructure.
Oh my God. It's not that spicy, really. I don't even know. Oh,
Did it sneak up on
Now
you?
it's kicking.
Oh, well, your time's counting down.
no, I don't know. What is it? Give me the gist. Public key infrastructure.
Think certs for authentication.
To license computers? No, I don't know.
I'm not going to help you. These are your points.
Like website certificates?
Sure.
I don't know.
I'm going to get ready with mine. I'm just going to let you keep going.
I'm completely blanking, Josh. I'm guessing you're using that to put certs on your website. So instead of doing it manually, you set up a server to store your certificates for
Carrie,
websites.
it looks like you
-1.
lose there.
Yeah, I totally lost.
All right.
Yeah.
So I'm
you
also
go.
going to do this. Oh, I'm shaking a little bit. All right, here we go.
It's not terrible though, actually.
Real quick in the chat, put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How
Yeah,
well
I
did
mean-
she do?
I should get a negative. Yeah.
Okay,
no.
so PKI
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
Is that mine too? Do I do that one?
No, do you want a new one?
Yeah, give me a new
Let's
one.
give him a new one.
Okay.
How you feeling there?
I'm okay. I'm all right.
All
I'm
right.
all right.
Explain immutable backup.
Oh, immutable
Oh, I
backup.
want that
Yes.
one. Are you serious?
Immutable backup is this is going to be hard. Well, you take a backup of a file. Let's just say it's a file. You take a file, and then you put it in a place where it can no longer.
No, I get that
It
one.
can no longer be changed.
I'm
right?
doing that
So it's
one.
immutable. So like that means that nobody else can get in and make changes to it. You can't delete it, this, that, or the other. It's there. Oh, this is gonna suck.
All right. First, let's see the rank for Tara. This is how Tara did. This was from the chats. Their offer. This was for Tara's PKI option, and then for Josh, it looks like we're averaging
3.
about 3.
3 or 4.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
I'll take that.
All right.
I'll take that. Okay.
All right.
So this is
Let me mark these down so we can make sure we add
this
them all
next
up.
one here is a ghost pepper. All right. What's our topic?
Okay. Ghost pepper. What's your numbers on that? What's your Scoville?
That's 11,000.
11,300.
Okay.
I want the immutable backup one.
Nope. You get a new one.
I want that one.
All right. It's Tara's turn for the new one. All right. Load her up a spoon. Here it goes.
All right. She's ready.
All right. The topic is RAID 0, RAID 1, RAID 5.
I don't know why you would ever use a RAID 0, a RAID 1, or a RAID 5. I guess RAID 0 if you didn't care
Wait
about
for your sauce.
What?
No, she already had her
did.
sauce. She
Yeah,
had her
she
sauce.
had it.
Yeah, we're going.
Oh, she did?
Yeah.
Oh, how did I miss that?
Yeah,
You were quick to the draw.
I think if you had a large amount of data, you would use a RAID 5 because you have writing across all of those drives. So you would, I think you would always use a RAID 5. If you were at home, maybe a RAID 0, RAID 1, RAID 5. I would always use a RAID 5 in today's day and age. So I'm writing across all of those drives. So I guess if I'm home, I would use a 0 or a 1, but a RAID 5, because I care about my information, I would always use a RAID 5. I would never use a 0 or a 1 unless I was at home, would be my guess. This one isn't as bad as the first one, is what I'm going to say. People are saying never use RAID 5. Okay, so I'm wrong.
I would
guess I
also
would always
agree
use
with
that.
CM here. You're tiny dot. You were a tiny dot.
Yeah, I did use a tiny dot.
That's fine.
Yeah,
All right.
there needs to be a minimum amount of hot
me
sauce
see.
that gets put on a
That's
spoon.
what I did.
Oh, that's what you did?
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're even then. All right. I'm ready to continue this
I'm sweating.
game.
I'm
I guess
sweating.
this is a game.
Are you sweating?
So which one are you doing?
Same one.
Same
It's
one?
the
Same
ghost one, 11,000 and some change.
Okay.
Let me know when you're ready for a topic, and I'll go.
Okay. Let's see if I can get this one.
All right.
There's your topic.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna. Ooh, that's actually a good hot sauce.
I didn't think it was as bad as the first. What's his topic?
Explain option flags for rsync.
For rsync.
I actually don't remember them
I
off the top of my head.
don't even
There's
know.
like a mirror, there's a delete, there's like a wait, but I don't remember what they are. Can I use the Google machine?
I
Get 25 seconds.
I don't know. I don't know these. ones.
I
I think we should be able to pass because if you don't know it, you don't know it.
yeah, I don't know. I can try another one, but this is actually starting to hurt.
Yeah.
Little delayed reaction.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did I agree to this?
I don't know.
And there's one left.
Oh, guys, this is bad. I'm gonna lose here.
No, you can't. Possibly.
I can't. All right, let's.
All right, let's take the rankings.
I got it. Yeah.
You got them? Tell me what I'm throwing
Oh.
up
So
for Tara first.
totals right now, Tara's at 2.5, Josh is at 4, exactly 4.
I don't know. His last one looks like a lot of ones. And
Yeah, it was bad because my brain
yeah,
is.
so
that's
we're
the
adding
total.
them. We're totaling. We're
Yeah.
adding each ranking.
Yes.
All right.
Well, my brain's not working, guys. It's off.
I thought the first
I'm
one
in
was
full on
worse.
like fight or flight mode right now.
Awesome.
Hence the seg.
Where did you use your milk?
No, I'm gonna get through this though because it's the adrenaline's actually kind of fun doing this on camera, but I am in full on it. Like
Is Tara next with
you
the
can pick one out of the
25,000?
middle. They're the same. They're the 25,000. So it's
There's-
more than double that last one.
Yeah, one is peach. The other is, I think, a smoky. The peach smells really good.
I'm gonna do the peach one. I think we should do peach. Yeah, I think. Oh boy.
All right, I'm watching. This time I'm watching.
I like that I'm not the only one shaking as I'm watching your hand as you're pouring this.
But can we pass if a question if we just don't have any idea?
I don't know.
Sure, I don't know.
Yeah.
Take
I
a
don't know if I
0.
have-
Because it has
Say,
to be
I'll take the
something that
0.
you can
Okay.
I can
at
try and
least
update 'em.
try.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this one you can do?
No.
You okay?
Let me see another one.
All right. How
Well, I
about?
could, but I won't do it well.
Well, that's the point.
That's a,
Okay. How about this one?
yeah.
No, do the other one. Go back to the other one. Well, I could do that one, but I mean, this is going to really hurt.
Okay, go.
Okay. Well,
How are you?
that's kind of a. Oh God, that hurts a lot. All right, load balancing. Oh my God. All right, are we talking about like vCenter server, and I have all my VMs, and I'm trying to balance my hosts and decide which one is gonna. Oh damn it, Hobby! Shoot! Oh, sorry. Okay, I'm gonna allocate my memory and my storage, and usually the hosts are gonna decide, but I guess I could manually do it and put which VMs are gonna go on which host, and I would probably keep. Oh my God. I would probably keep an eye on it and just make sure that my memory and my resources were allocated properly. So, but I think I would probably watch and let it do it itself. Oh my gosh, that one's terrible. That
Great.
one's terrible, Josh.
Get your milk ready, dude.
Ha.
Okay.
Okay, let's get the
Whoa.
let's
Whoa.
get the numbers here.
Yeah, put your numbers in. Oh wait, before we do Josh, I want to see the rankings as they come in.
Oh,
How well
no.
did you do? 1, not so good. 5.
We've gotten a 1, 2,
get
3,
it.
4, and 5.
Whoa.
All right, I need to see some averages coming out here. How well did she do on load balancing?
I'm thinking maybe a 3.5
Oh my
is
gosh.
what we're going to average out at.
There's that protein
I'm seeing maybe a 3.
No, I want to. Oh
There's
no.
some good ones. She picked infrastructure management. All right,
That's unpleasant.
Aaron K is happy with it.
Okay.
Oh, my nose is burning.
Are we ready for this?
I'm just gonna give her her ranking. She got an audience ranking of 3 on that one. Well done.
Oh,
Well done.
no.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
All right.
Am I taking
Yeah,
this?
Josh. Yeah. Well, I got to get you one set up here. Let me see if this is the one we want.
I'm a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, let's hope that works.
Like my brain is screaming at me, "Stop, you idiot!"
Ooh.
Are you ready?
Okay, here we go.
Can you read that?
Time is at 0.
Oh, nope, I can't read that. Can someone read that?
What is Active Directory, and how do you manage users and groups in a domain
Are you
environment?
serious?
Active Directory. It's a mapping of resources, user and computer objects to each other in a relational way.
All right, I want the Active Directory one. Are you kidding?
You got 23 seconds.
So that users can access computer objects and computer objects can have trust in it. It's like an implicit trust. Wow.
It's all right.
Oh, that like it just built. Yep, that's all that I'm getting out of that.
Don't.
Get your milk.
Nope, we got to do it. Don't.
Okay, we need to know the ranking. Give him his rankings. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. How did he do?
He gets a 4 for that. Are you kidding?
4, 3,
I'm seeing
3,
some
3.
threes.
So we'll say
Come on.
3.5 maybe.
Come on.
Yeah, my sysvol is also dying at that.
Don't-
like my
don't-
entire.
Yeah, I think 3.5.
All right, give him a 3. 3.5. I only made 3.
Oh, okay. Well,
All right.
I have
Okay,
the totals
You got
here.
3.5. Okay.
Okay.
I know we're doing points. All right. Clear it out. Clear it out.
I actually feel kind of dizzy. Are you?
Oh,
You're
I missed the Scoville.
you
Those were
cheater.
25,000.
cheater.
You're a cheater. Just
Yep.
the booth is playing games.
Oh, you don't have to do that one. You're done.
Can we be
those,
done?
Those were the same. Yeah, that's
Okay.
You guys are done.
Good job.
Well done.
Well done.
Way to just take one for the team.
I actually am sweating.
Our totals were Tara was a 6 total and Josh was a 7 total. So it was close.
That's very shocking.
But Josh did pull ahead
Okay.
by a little bit. So Josh, yeah, you get to decide who wins the keyboard today. But honestly, respect to both of you for giving it a shot and going for it.
Thanks. I got to give away this keyboard, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm going to give it to Keaton because Keaton was just kind to me just there.
But
Keaton works here.
Josh.
Oh, I can't give it to Keaton then.
His brain's still not working.
I don't know. Jesse, there you go. Bonus round.
Alright.
You get it for the opposite reason, for trying to hurt me more.
Jesse Thomason, you wrote Congrats. It was a
Yeah.
full random selection.
And Jesse, send us your info, webcast@pdq.com. Okay, and we'll get that sent out to you. And
No, I need to be out of here. My brain's not working, guys.
Well, say goodnight.
Thanks, everybody. Bye.
PDQ Live. Spicy.
all right, there we go. Thanks for tuning in. Like and subscribe, and please continue to like. That's how we were able to give away this keyboard. We got, over 50 likes. So thank you very much. Leave us your comments and have a fantastic week. We'll see you back here next time.